Hello friends, this is Scott, and here's what I took down to the hobby farm last trip down was some blinds. These are all the blinds I need in the house except for two. There's one in the kitchen, a smaller one, and then one in the cat room I still need to get. But I've got painting to do still, and I've got to remove these old blinds, and I've got to do patching, and I've got to paint the windowsills, and I still have walls to paint, and closets, ceilings, and walls to paint, and doors, and just all kinds of stuff. So I didn't come down with a clear plan, but I did come down with another day more than I usually am down. So here's the master, and the ceiling is done. But as you see, these walls are staring at me, and I'm just thinking I got to get these done. The closet isn't done. Done a little bit of touch up here and there, but done a lot of patching. As you can see, I did paint a little bit of around the power switches and things like that. But I've got a lot of work to do. And then there's also the bathrooms I haven't done, as well as the bedroom I'm living in. So here's the hallway also that I had done some of it, but I had some patching to do, so I didn't finish that the last trip down either. So there's lots to do. And in the cat room, same thing. This is the wall that I showed you. It had 100 holes in it. So the patching went pretty good. But as you can see how dingy and dirty the color is. Now, these light bulbs are not helping the matter. They're these really yellowish bulbs. So I'm going to change all those out to a soft white. So it'll definitely take that orange tint away, help take it away once I get these wall cover colors painted over with the white. Now, I am painting everything white. We have been historically a color family where we'll paint different colors. But I think down here we just want to have a very neutral paint tones, and then we'll accessorize with maybe kitchen cabinets and some trim and things like that. I believe, but that'll all depend on what the floor color turns out to be, and we still haven't chosen that yet. So, but here's a look at all these ugly old blinds. They're very yellowed. I don't know if that's how they came originally or if that's just 8 years of dirt, but you can see how dirty that little one was. But these blinds are so easy to put up. There's literally, you screw in 2 screws per each one of those clamps, and then you just snap the blind in place. You can buy them to size, or you can have them cut, whichever works best. I bought them a little bit bigger than I bought the ones for the bedroom I'm in now, and a couple of them are very, very tight, and I actually had to trim one of them. So I could have went at one size smaller. It would have been better probably, but they're very tight, and the blinds open and shut, and they do close. So I don't have any room for error on those though. So the first night I went ahead and threw this blind up, and that was on a window that didn't have a blind. And then I took down the ugly, dirty one, and I've got to paint the windowsills and do all that. But that was the first night down. And then the next morning, I showed you the 2 blinds I did put up, and they look nice. I think I did a pretty good job. Like I say, they're very easy blinds. The screws going into those little brackets up in the windowsills always gives me trouble, though. I always get them in, almost all the way, and then they're just a pain in the butt. They always hit something hard, metal, but we got them done. But here's the taping job I did the next morning so that I could do them all at once. I don't want to leave a bunch of windows open at night, so I wanted to get this done first thing. And this door has some dings and dents, but I'm going to keep it for now. And I wanted to get this door painted. We're going to paint that a satin white, pure white, and more like the wall color, but that's a little bit of a specialty color. But here you can see right in the middle of my painting, I got confused with the satin and the flat, the ceiling paint and the wall paint. So I was testing them out to see which was which. So I got to repaint the ceiling of the kitchen. But here's the front door after a couple coats of paint, and it looks much better. Again, we're going to change out all the hardware to black and do those things. But I think it looks pretty good for just a couple coats of paint. Here's a look after I had all the patching done and the windowsills painted. And I painted above the windows where the old blinds were mounted. So they're ready for blinds. And I did clean the windows last trip down. So they're fairly clean, but it was so cold outside that the Windex was freezing. But it looks much better. I mean, my mess on the floor is not getting any better. It's getting bigger, but at least the house itself is starting to shape up a little bit, and you can kind of envision what it's going to look like. And then here's the master, and I had it all painted. I got the walls done, and I got all the windowsills painted. So they're ready for the blinds this trip. The closet, did a little bit of painting, but we'll worry about that next time, I think. And as I scroll around, I start looking at doors, and doors look pretty ugly. So I think I'm going to do some doors in the middle of everything next time down too. But here's the blinds installed in the master. And that blind there I had some trouble with, and I kind of messed it up, but I went back and trimmed them all again and fixed it. So you can't really tell, but I did kind of a crappy job on that one on the right. You can tell a little bit. I had to trim that all the way up, and that was before I fixed it. So yeah, but it's fixed and it looks fine. It has a little more space on that blind than the other ones. Now here's what it looks like when I get the front one done. That was the biggest blind, and then it got to be dark on me, but I want to show you how they look closed anyway. And then tomorrow I'll show you how they look with the blinds open, and you can see outside, but much improved. Again, those yellowish light bulbs are not helping the matters, but it looks so much better. I'm really pleased with it. And again, these blinds are very, very easy. I mean, if you have a decent drill, you can have them up in just minutes. It's a piece of cake, but looks pretty good. And that was the second night, and I felt pretty good about what I had accomplished. Now, the next morning, before I'm getting ready to head out, I'm going to take a little stroll through with the blinds open so you can get a look at how everything looks. Still have to do that laundry room, too. That's another thing I haven't done yet. I got to pull the washer and dryer down, but I need a little help for that, I think, and paint all that. And then out in that hall, I got to paint still a little bit. But the wall's done. Got a couple coats of where I was missing some paint and having some patching. And this is where this wall had a lot of patching. Got that done in the cat room. And so I've got 2 coats of paint, at least 2 coats of paint, I think, on these walls. And so it looks much, much better. And then the closet, I did get 1 coat of paint inside. I've got another coat I've got to do. I think I've done 2 on the ceiling, but I've got to double check that. But next trip down will be doors and closets, I think. But who knows what I'll do. I'll probably be figuring out something else to keep myself occupied. But I'll be heading down again soon. Again, this video is a few days late. But you see the door colors, I got to get those painted. That's kind of important. I don't want to do any painting over when I have the floors in, the permanent floors, so I've got to get all that done. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. The place is definitely looking better, looking much cleaner. I've got a lot more cleaning to do on the floors. I've got to put Kilz down, the paint as a primer. Again, that'll be the next trip down along with that closet, and then the big master closet for sure. So I'm hoping that I'm getting closer to being ready to roll. Now here's the front room with the blinds open right before I left to head back to Salt Lake. And you can see the pretty snow out there from my last video. Again, we only had a couple inches, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, but it was a nice little snow. But it's nice to have the blinds open and to look outside because the place is looking much, much better. But a lot more to do, but again, I'm up for the challenge and I'm actually enjoying the work, so can't complain too much. Well, I hope you like this video. Again, I want to get back to planting and preparing planting beds and doing landscaping, all that kind of fun stuff. But right now it's winter. I got to get this place livable so that I can get my family down here to enjoy it and also to help me a little bit. So, hey, if you want to continue to follow what I'm doing down here, as well as the school garden and my home garden, please hit all the buttons and particularly subscribe and like, because those are kind of important. I need to build my channel up a little bit so that I have more time to prepare more videos for you guys. So anyway, I appreciate your support, and thanks for everyone who subscribed.